Yeah, we'll just wait for a few people to come in, get a sound check and that, and then we won't go massively in depth. What we'll do is just give a little brief rundown on what happened, why you went to prison, and we'll just talk about the good and the bads of prison.
Yeah, I'll say my story again for the 8th time, I think.
Yeah. It's not my fault you was intoxicated and fucking incriminated yourself, you C-U-N-T.
I can't even remember.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
crap, I actually can't remember.
It was such a good live as well, but I couldn't have it, Ron. Like, I had your back. That's it. Oh, do you know what I mean? That's all I give the fuck about.
I think it was the one where it was dark, wasn't it? And I was
Yeah,
sitting in
you
the
was
pub.
out. You was out in the pub.
Oh,
You was like, I'm
no
out,
way.
but I'm here. I'm here. It was a fucking wicked live, mate. Wicked live. Guys, is a sound all right, please, in the chat? I ain't got the chat off, have I?
I've even got my headband, what I've left on.
I did wonder, but I thought I was going to say.
Oh, do you know what? It's staying on. I don't care. It's staying on. It's my headband to keep my hair out my face.
Have I done so? No, cancel. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if
What?
I don't know with the comments. No one's commenting, so okay. Nikki's in the room. Hi, Nikki. Hope you're well. Is the sound all right for you? Because I have got a fan on in the background.
Can't hear it.
Can huh? Right. Someone's saying they can't hear me. Right. Let me turn this off. Right. Can you hear me now? Ems, can you hear me now?
Is this like TikTok where you can't vape?
I just lean over to the side like that one.
Dunk.
I think you can, but it's advertisement, like, so they don't. No one will like sponsor. Like, we'll put adverts on your thing if you do.
Oh.
All right. I don't know. I might have to. I might have
Evening
to.
girls can hear fine.
All right, Rough Rider. Oh, hello, Rough Rider. He can hear. Let me just see if. Whoa. Let me just see. Can you hear me now?
I can. I think you're fine.
Oh, I'm so confused.
What now?
I'm so confused. Right. I thought you said you can't hear me. All right, sorry, it's because someone's messaged me, but I don't know. I think they meant to say they can hear me, but I'm so confused. I'm confused. But okay. Anyway, guys, can everyone hear all right? Is everybody okay in the chat? I will just get this ball rolling. No, right. So Rough Rider already said he can hear. Okay, so Ron, do you want to just give a little lowdown of how and why you landed up in prison?
10th time.
110th. Just make it short and sweet.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think where I can start from. So, basically, my conviction was GBH with intent. We all know intent is something you purposely go out, plan and do, etc. In my case, I didn't do that. I did not intend to hurt this person. I didn't intend to go out and do allegedly what I got done for, right? Okay, because still to this day, I still believe I did do this thing, right? So it happened around January 2017, and July 2016 I lost my nan, who to me is my mum. And when she went, I went downhill. Drinking, I was doing drugs, I didn't care about anybody, and I didn't care about anybody that hurt in the way. So I ended up in Kingston upon Thames in a pub, and I was intoxicated. Yes, I was on drugs, and I can't remember a single thing. Out of the blue, there was a fight, and I was involved in that fight. But after being picked up from the floor with cuts all over my hands because I was in all fours in glass, after this big mash-up got broken apart, I got chucked out of this pub, and then I was told by a lot of people outside that I apparently glassed someone in the face with a wine glass.
That's
After
not funny, but it's just you, like, you just can't picture you doing it, do you know what I mean?
no, because I still to this day I, uh, I couldn't actually get a glass and put it in someone's face, intoxicated or not. That is something I would remember 100%. But hey ho, I got done for it. There we go. Um,
We
so
but
after all,
we got around. Why did you get done for it? What did you do the next day? You text someone.
uh, so I went back to the girl that I was out with and a couple of other people. I went back to their house. My fingers were all like bloody and that, and I strapped them up. And I did a pose. I'm not going to lie, I did a pose, and my boyfriend at the time took a picture of me, and uh, he uploaded it to Facebook and said, "Oh, Annalee's just on a normal night out." Like I go out and do that, like on a normal thing. But then that actually went around, and my friend, my best friend, ended up texting me going, "What have you done? Like, do you need to go to hospital and all this?" And I was thinking, "What? How do you know?" And then she was like, "I've just seen something on Facebook." So this is when I went into scatty bitch mode and went mad. And then before I know it, that same early hours in the morning, there was police at my door. So I got arrested for GBH with intent. And the reason that I couldn't actually say anything was because they had me banged to rights because apparently I admitted it in a text message. But in my text message, I said to my friend, apparently I glassed a bird tonight. But even still, that apparently didn't matter. So I was like, well, I don't know if I've done this. There was there were stories coming here, there, and everywhere from people saying, "Oh, she had a bottle. Oh, she had a wine glass. Oh, she threw it." It's like, well, what's the story? Like, because I
Yeah.
actually can't remember. So neither can all your friends. So what the hell? And then after like reviewing and seeing all these messages in print in my interview, I was like doubting myself, thinking, "Oh, well, maybe I did. I don't know." But then I thought, no, actually, no, I didn't. So after pleading not guilty and all this, blah, 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 I went to court and my solicitor told me to plead guilty so I can get under the 5 year mark and like to serve under the 5 year mark. And after obviously all the evidence and that, he was like, yeah, I think, you're looking at, I think it was 3 years to 16. And I was like, what? So this is when I was like, right, well, hopefully, there you go, pleaded guilty for it, just because I didn't want to be in that long. Um, but then bang, I was sentenced 9 years anyway. So I had to serve 4.5. So after all of that, all the work and everything that I did and stuff like that, um, bang, straight in jail. That's it. No thing, no appeal, nothing. Couldn't have anything. And yeah, I mean, I got hated. I was put everywhere, banned from Kingston, banned from here, banned from there. And I actually thought to myself, wow, they're going on like I've actually killed somebody. The way they're acting, like they really want to
Mm.
protect Kingston upon Thames. I mean, that is not me. And I don't know
Yeah,
how I
like
had to
one.
prove. I don't know how much I could prove to people. Like, look at my past history. Like, there's nothing. I was working, I was doing this, I was doing that. I got 3 children. Um, I'm a decent person. Like, that's not me. Yeah, okay, I can be a bit rowdy. I can look after myself if you like, but I'm not violent as whether it comes to weapons. That's just not me. I would never do that. So there you go. Banged up 9 years straight away.
But
Straight in
this just, I'm
Bonsfield,
just going to
straight in
jump in,
there.
guys, because this just shows like literally how easy people will go. I'll never land up in prison. I'll never do this. I'll never do that. But that is it. One night out, one fucking argument and one fight, and you're getting sentenced to 9 years. Like people don't
Mm,
understand. They're like, I'll never go prison. I'm not me. Da da da. But alcohol turns you into something else, and literally, like you said, like
yeah.
I've seen you drunk,
Yeah.
and I, we can all be dicks when we've had a drink. So
Mm.
you're never going to know whether you did do it or not. But the point is like I just said, that's such a fucking long sentence for no criminal record, no thing on violence, nothing. Someone said, was it not on CCTV?
Oh yeah, you'll see CCTV, CCTV. You'll see CCTV, but
Hey,
all
Lulu.
you'll see a brawl. What you'll see me stand here. This is me, and this is the person, right? You'll see me here. You'll see me push this person. Then all of a sudden, this person runs at me and then there's a big brawl, and you would see everybody literally. That's it. You can't see a smash. You can't see me hit. You see me push. This is why I was so sure that I was 100% not guilty. 100%, because
Yeah.
you know when you know in your head,
Yeah.
you just know. Like I said, whether you're intoxicated or not, there's just something in you that is telling you something. Like you think, oh, I'm not sure what, and then I don't care. Still to this day, no, I still don't think I've done it. But yeah, she did have a cut on her forehead and near her eyebrow, and it had to be stitched. Um, and I will take the blame for that. That is, like, I've done my time. I've been hated all over the internet, but there you go. This is something that happened 8 years ago now, 2017. So yeah, it's a bizarre. Like, what was it? I think it was less than a minute. Bizarre, less than a minute, and then bang, 9 years of your life just, yeah, in the
Fucking
system.
Mantle. So you land up in prison. What was your first night like?
Right. So when it happened in 2017, I went to
What?
court.
Pause 1 second. Sorry, DXR. Just to update you. So this is Annalise. She's one of my best friends from prison. She got done for GBH with intent.
Yeah.
For she doesn't remember a thing of it, but for glassing someone in the face, she doesn't remember it. It was a big brawl. There's no. Well, yeah, she, she doesn't believe that she done it, but obviously she doesn't remember anything of the night, and she got 9 years served, 4.5.
Mm.
So guys, if anyone's got any questions, please hang around, because we're just going to get a quick rundown of Ron's time in prison and what her life's like now, and then we can shoot away a load of questions afterwards. So you've landed up in prison, your first night in prison.
So 2017, when this happened, I went straight to court on the Monday, and I got put straight in prison. Like, no bail, nothing. Put straight in on remand. So I landed in Bronzefield, and I can't even explain how I felt. It didn't feel real, but it did, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Like, I didn't have a clue where I was. I got put straight on a medical wing because I suffer really bad anxiety. So I got put straight on a medical wing with, like, my door. All I had was a letterbox, and it was
What was that
open.
down thingy? The down in the visit in the middle where the
Yeah.
central evening wheel. Hi everybody that's just joined. Hang on, let me just before I go a bit quiet, if I'm just blocking people that I think someone might be in here because they just said warrior my last little miss.
Huh? Oh.
Someone just said warrior my last, so I don't know if it's a comment to you. But yeah, was it in the what's it called? Fuck, what do they call it? Not segregation, but
Medical
it's like
wing.
opposite there. No, but it's called something, isn't it? Where all the fucking loony people go.
Induction.
Healthcare. No, it's called
Oh,
healthcare.
healthcare.
So
Oh,
you go
yeah,
into
yeah, it was.
healthcare.
I think it
Yeah.
was there, yeah. I
Yeah,
got put in
carry on,
there,
sorry.
and it didn't seem like a prison, because I felt like I was in, like, how can I explain it?
Mental hospital.
Yeah, like a loony bin. That was the vibe I was getting,
To
and that's
explain it to
exactly
the
what I felt.
viewers, so just sorry, if I cut you off, I do apologise. So
That's
to
right.
explain it to the viewers, so when I went down there as a listener, so you got like a hallway, and
Yeah.
there's like doors across one wall, and I was told that I had to stand with my back up against the wall and walk sideways, because they would throw like feces and shit at you, like all the people in the rooms, all the prisoners.
Yeah, there was people in there that was, I couldn't even tell you what they were saying, but, like, crying, shouting, all that crap. And do you know what I mean? For someone who's first going in there, never been in a place like that, they want
You
to
don't
stick
want to
you
be
in
in there.
there. They stick you in there. I think I was in there for two nights, and then during the day, I was allowed to go down the end, which is like a sort of library common room sort of room, but it weren't big, and it weren't tiny. It was, there was a
It was
table,
weird. It
a
was like a baby
TV,
room. Don't you think it was like a bit of a baby room? It had like colorings and that on
like a
the
little
wall. Because
nursery
yeah,
sort of
yeah,
thing.
that's it.
Yeah, that's
Because
what I
we used to
mean.
sit in there with the prisoners. Obviously, I know I'm a prisoner, but we used to sit in there to do the listener calls, and it was really, really eerie and weird.
And yeah, still, I didn't believe that I was there. And then when you wanted to get your food, you had to line up on the other side and get in this tiny little hatch on the wall on the other side, and then go back to your room, which was a tiny little desk, your crusty bed, and I can't remember if I had a TV. It's that far back, I don't even remember. Yeah, I must have. And a TV and a phone. I think we had a phone in there as well
Yeah, Bronzefield, we had phones in the
at
room.
the time. Yeah. So that was it. And I was just like sitting there thinking, what is happening? I didn't have a clue. And then they'll come and get you when they're going to move you and go, oh, you're going on this wing. And then like, oh, I can't even explain it. You walk to the wing and you're just straight away in your face, full of all these different character people, and you don't even know where to look. I'm not gonna lie. You're thinking, what the fuck? Where am I? What is gonna happen? And who the hell are these people? Like, you actually want to protect yourself at first when you walk on there because it's that scary, and you just want to go in your room. You don't want to come out, but you have to
Yeah,
come out because the bathrooms and that are down the end of the wing where everybody goes. So yeah, it's daunting, I'm not gonna lie, but you do get used to it. It's just that first few weeks of getting used to it. And then after that, how can I put it? Yeah, I suppose you start making yourself at home, if that
mm,
makes sense.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, and I think I was there for 3 months, July, August, September. Yeah. And then I moved obviously to a different prison where I spent the rest of
So when you
four
come on,
years.
you was on with me, weren't you? Do you come straight over
Mm.
to 2D?
Yeah,
No, 2B we were on, weren't we?
2B, 2B.
Yeah. And then
Um,
and then you went over to 2D, and then you come over to and doubled up with me for a couple of nights before you left, didn't you?
yeah, house block 4.
You loved it.
Yeah, because it had a shower.
I know. Shower in your room.
It had a
What? So
shower in the room.
what did you meet? I mean, I know you met high profile prisoners, but who was like the maddest like people you met in Bronzefield?
Oh, it's got to be Joanna. She was up there. Um, I'm trying to think who. I used to see Potts getting walked around, and she used to bore my blood when I used to see her being protected by all these screws and that.
Who?
Uh, who else? I don't know if West was there. I can't remember.
Nah, she weren't. Nah. I think they swapped Rose West for Joanne Dennehy. They done
Oh,
it because
okay.
you know when they have a high profile prisoner and they want to get one, they do a swap for swap. So like that. So if a prisoner wants to get rid of a high profile prisoner, they'll swap with another one. So I think they done the
Oh,
swap
see,
with
I didn't
Joe
even
and
know
Rose.
that.
Yeah. So they swap
Yeah,
them over.
I'd say it was them. And
Did you see any fights in that when you was in Bronzefield?
every single day. Every single day, stupid little ones, and especially like when you go out in the exercise yard as well. It's just a triangle. It's a triangle. You walk
It
around
literally
it.
is. It
Like, what are
literally
you
is a
actually?
triangle.
What am I meant to do with that? Like they say to people, oh, like people want to run round and stuff like that, and they're like, calm down, calm down. Well, how am I getting exercise? So yeah, it's worst prison ever. Hated it, couldn't stand it, but yeah, got through it.
Moving over to Send, the Send was another level, wasn't it? Send was jokes.
That is somewhere that I can say that I I can't say enjoyed because I didn't enjoy it, but I felt calm.
So me and Annalise met in Bronzefield, as you may have gathered. We spent a few months together on the same wing. Well, about a month, wasn't it? And then you went over to 2D.
Yeah.
And we just gelled from there. We were just on the same level. We got on really well. She fucked off and left me and went to
Mm.
Send. And we were still writing. We'll get to that bit in a sec, DX. I was going to jump over to being in Send because the madness that this nut job, us nut jobs, got up to is just fucking hilarious. Because obviously I spent 11 months in COVID. How long did you spend?
18.
18 months in COVID. But what were your lows? Like, what would you think was your evening M's? What was your lows like? Your lowest? You thinking like?
Oh, my lowest points. Not being able to go home with my kids on visits and that. And then you sort of snap out of it. Do you know what I mean? So that would be my low point. Other low points would be weekends, because when we weren't on the privileged wing, the weekends, like I said, are crap. You would not have anything to do. It would drag for literally days. It would literally drag.
The
Hated
weekends
it.
were worse.
Like on main block and that. Obviously, you got girls that would, a lot of people were on drugs and find the time like that. But I didn't do drugs and stuff like that. So I was practically watching zombies, and I didn't find that interesting. So, do you know what I mean?
And then I come along and I change the world.
She did. She changed Send Up, mate. It's not the same.
I bet the landing was quiet when I left.
Oh God, yeah, it was actually. It really was. It was dead.
It's like,
Absolute dead.
so we weren't locked in ourselves because we lived on a privilege wing. They couldn't lock our doors. And this fucker would come tapping down. Actually, no, you would text me, got any chocolate? And I'm like, you taking a
Oh
piss?
yeah,
Like, have I got any chocolate?
that's how bored I was. I was like,
And she'd tap down, tiptoe down the landing at 12 o'clock at night, come and raid all the chocolate and that in the boxes I got under the bed.
Fran was the canteen. Fran was the canteen. Seriously, the Pepsi Maxes in her room. Oh,
And everyone used to get them for me. But we did some I got some madness. So like, what was Christmas like for you in prison? Obviously, I know you missed your kids, but how did you find it in prison?
at Christmas time. So obviously, I did 4.5 years. So 2 years inside, and the other two were, the rottles and stuff like that. So I spent them at home. But the first 2 years of Christmases, um, to be honest, the prison officers and especially the chaplaincy and that, they do make it nice for you. Like they bring you gifts and stuff like that. So you don't feel proper let down. They do give you stuff. So was you there when we got them? The
What, the little
Christmas stuff.
bags? Yeah, because
At
it was
Send,
in
yeah.
COVID. Yeah,
All
and
the
people
little,
wrote a card, didn't they? From the
yeah.
outside, they wrote a positive note in a card.
Yeah, so all the little gifts in that. So I did like spruce you up a bit, do you know what I mean? But I found them quiet. I found them
You were
sad.
quite boring sometimes.
Shut up. I found them sad.
Oi, mate, do you know the things I used to do to get this girl out of her room?
I didn't need to come out. I
You
was still on
did.
someone's phone.
You was a
I
hermit.
had the
Do,
internet.
do you remember? Because I was telling these lot when Max dared me to like play around with one of the officers because she said that she fancied me, and then she was messaging on Facebook saying to you, "Oh, tell Fran to ring me because I'm going to unalive myself and stuff if she
Who?
doesn't ring me."
Max.
Kay, no, Max. So me and Max. Max was like, "I think Kay fancies you." The
Oh,
officer. And
yeah.
then we had a little dare to like test it for me to flirt with her. And then she was messaging you. Do you remember saying, I'm going to
On my,
unalive myself if Fran don't call me?
yeah. And
She
I,
left
like,
the prison force.
yeah. And she literally left the prison force and went on to, well, something more up there, and was actually texting a prisoner in prison. It's fucked up.
It
It
is.
seriously is.
It's mad.
Oh,
And then obviously, you got to tell the story of you getting drunk. But you got to tell them that I fucking warned you. I
yeah,
warned this girl. Well, I'll start the story. You finish it. So she's got a day release with one of our other pals in prison. Yeah, so it means you get to go out for the day, guys. I can see the questions, but we are gonna get to that at the end. We'll wrap it up in a minute and we'll let you do questions. But so you'll have to re-ask them in a bit. So anyway, so this other one, she's fucking funny as fuck. She's brilliant, but going out with her was trouble. And I said to Ron, I was like, please, mate, please be careful. I said, because you're gonna fuck your rottles up, which means
yeah.
like you going out and getting to spend time at home. So
And mind
anyway,
you, this was before Christmas as well, just before, because I had a Christmas
you fucked it for
rottle.
everyone coming back drunk. This idiot comes back. I'll kid you not, douche, douche, douche. She's smashed out of her face with the other bird, pissed out of her head, bouncing from wall to wall, mate.
I
Like just
was.
fucking paralytic drunk. Oh, mate. And then they come, didn't they? Do you remember it all? Do you even remember it?
Was
So it's
It was
Carolina and
that's
another
it, and the old
officer.
one, the old
Yeah, and they
bird.
come to you and said,
Oh, they come in my
blowing your
room and shut
face.
my door, and I was thinking,
Yeah.
what? And I
and
was
and
sitting on the bed.
they were saying breathe in our face. So basically they went and they was like, you've been drinking, we're giving you a nicking. So they got a nicking. So in prison you can get nicked and you can get extra days, you can get extra like shit, whatever. So she's got a nicking, but because the next morning when she went to the adjudication, because they didn't have their body cams on, it got thrown out. They couldn't prove nothing. So these clowns have got away with coming back absolutely smashed out of the bed. But what she's done is you've got to carry a piece of paper around your license. Do you remember that
Yeah,
dodgy officer on the
you've
gate?
got to keep that at all times on you.
And if you lose it, they watch you come back down walking through the prison because you walk back through on your own. And
Yep.
she's dropped fucking 2 bottles of miniatures on the floor because they've come back. We're all drinking miniatures.
Oh
You
my
two are
God.
loaded up, mate.
Oh, that is terrible thinking about that now. And then I'll sit there and think, oh my God, how? Bloody governor, he didn't have the proof, so it got thrown out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it there you go, lesson learned. That would never happen again. Ever.
Well,
The
it couldn't
everything
because every time we come back, we got breathalyzed. As soon as you come to the gate, so say you've been at work or something for the day, you come to the gate and like you, yeah, breathalyzed before you walked in.
just
But the
from
stuff
work
we've
as well,
seen,
yeah. Sometimes though as well, like they'd make us go on the boss chair, like, and we'd be like, what? So yeah, like that got ruined for a lot of people because there was one time when I went home and I come back, I wanted a water bottle and I wanted not the send gym ones, I wanted my water bottle. And I literally, this is how crap and clumsy they were before I ruined it for everyone. They let me walk in the prison with a water bottle full of a liquid, which was only water, but that could have been anything in there. And I walked in there with my water bottle.
it's, you know, when some of the girls used to come up with it loaded up, they'd be loaded up all round
Yeah.
there, and then
Yeah.
I got a sniffer dog because I come back in with my box of hair straighteners. Do you remember? And then I got raided. Oh, I got raided. That's what they call it. And then I got my room spun because
Yeah.
because they thought I was having a bit with one of the officers. Do you remember?
God,
Fucking
it's
mental.
like, especially when we went to work as well, and we'd come back and all our room was messy because they would like spun our room while we was at work. I don't know
Yeah.
if you had that. I did. I think I had it twice.
Yeah. Or if not, in Bronzefield, the officers used to come in and trash my room just for a banter. They used to
Mm.
go in myself for fun and just throw all my clothes on the bed, everything. Throw my bin
Yeah.
across the floor. The
And they don't
fucking
tidy it up. They don't do nothing. You got
No,
to
but
tidy
this
it
was as
up.
a joke. Like they just done it as a joke. But yeah, it's like the police. They come and raid your house, they leave it. That's what they
Yeah.
are.
Which I thought
Prison
was
police.
out of order because my room was like
Yeah,
top notch.
right. Ron's room, like there was not like a crease in the bed. It was made so
Can't.
tight, like it just it was something else. You wouldn't have thought it was a prison cell. She decorated it beyond belief. It
Yeah,
was
I
mad.
mean,
She just lived in there.
you didn't see D Wing when you left, and then all of ENF like had to move. I went on D Wing obviously, and um, obviously it's a double cell, but it was one to a cell when we was there because of COVID and everything. So my other bed became a sofa, and I actually made it with cushions and everything because I had Dina and that. So the WI. So I was, oh, can you make that? Can you make that? So I had it
Yeah.
all made. Even the governor walked past and looked. He walked past and he sort of come back and looked and went, "Is this your room?" I was like, "Yeah." He went, "God, it's better than my house." I was like, "Thank you, sir." But yeah, it was little things that we had to do to keep busy. Like I don't know, I've never done a puzzle in my life. Can't stand puzzles, and I think I've done the whole of D Wings.
You
I
was an old
remember
granny who used to
and
beg you to
I
come
was
out.
playing, and I was in the garden in the summer as well, and I was playing Scrabble with Kimmy and Dina every single day. Seriously, the tan I got was unreal. But
Yeah,
that's
I
because
got.
we had nothing to do. It was uh 18 months of lockdown in lockdown.
Yeah,
Like
that was the
you
worst.
couldn't write it. It was yeah, it was terrible.
Because we did like we was working in the hotel as well, weren't we?
Mm,
All right, so we obviously had our phones and everything, and then that all just got took from us. That our manager was safe though, wasn't she, coming out and saying to us, "Oh, I'm not supposed to tell you because we could do a runner." She's like, but I think you got a right to know. You need to like phone your family and just tell them that you won't be seeing them for a
And then
while.
that's when we looked at each other and we thought, oh,
Should we
and
run?
to be fair, and to be fair, we just started in actual paid work. We've just done 4 weeks for free.
Yeah, I think we've done 2 months there. No,
So
we did,
yeah,
because
that
we
was a
got
nightmare.
paid. Yeah.
But then, you got paid. I think it was 200 odd, wasn't it?
No, it was like 400 and something.
Oh, and then mine didn't go through. And I was like, well, excuse me, she's been paid. Where's my wages? Do you remember?
Yeah. And then you got paid some fucking mad
Just
money.
under £1,000.
Like, so many questions have popped up in it. I don't know why I've gone brain fog, because I feel like we've skipped all of it. But
Sorry,
let's
guys,
get
this is
some.
my headband. To keep the air out my face.
Let's hit up with some questions, guys. For Ron or myself, either way, it'll probably jog memories of the fucking madness we did.
You ladies dating? No.
No.
Is it mad in female prison? Is it mad?
Do you know what?
Yes.
It's mad because it's chaotic. Because you got to imagine, you got a load of periods, you got a load of fucking women. You know what women are like? They're bitchy anyway. And then you're all living under one roof, mate. It's mental. It's worse because at least with men they have a fight and it's done. With women, it just carries on and on and
it's
on.
so bitchy. And then it literally does go on. But
yeah, 100%. With how did you find? Did you get discriminated when looking for work, Ron?
What, since being released, obviously?
Yeah. Have you found it hard to get a job?
No. So I actually work in a cafe now. I'm a barista. So that, by the way, I got my level 2 in prison. Came in handy because I now make coffees for a living and that. But it's something I didn't, because I was told by my probation officer that I don't need to mention it. But then again, the rules state, I'm sure, if it's over 4 years, it's spent or something is the term. So you have to declare it, which I do, because I was over the 4 years. But I was told by probation, don't worry about it. Just, if it comes up, it comes up. So, but don't mention it. So I never have. But if it did come up, like, for example, before I went to prison, I was working in a nursery. So I was working in a private nursery, so with children and everything like that. That now I would never be able to get one of them jobs, because they're going to be CRB checked and everything. So if I ever went for a job like that, that is when I would have to declare it, because it would come out anyway. So yeah.
What is the prices of pouches of tobacco? So when they first it got banned, it used to be, I think we used to sell them for like 50 quid for like half a pouch. It wasn't stupid, but I think now it's like 200 quid. They sell it for mad money, more than that, I think.
Yeah. I mean, when I was first in there, I saw women using tampons to make a roll up, like
Banana skins, tea bags.
where do they get these ideas from? Like, oh, here, smoke out of a tampon. Like, no, do you know what that is? Like, no, keep it. No, thank you. Don't want that.
Who is Potts? I can't find the name online. I have no idea who you're talking about. Random squirrel.
Oh,
9-year hair.
Thingy Potts. So her name was Louise.
Phil Potts.
Phil Potts. His missus.
Lulu.
Yeah. So
She changed her name
Louise.
to Lulu, but it wasn't Lulu, was it? That was my next door neighbour in
No, it was
Bronzefield.
Renee.
No, wasn't it?
Her name when she was out was Renee. Have a look.
Oh, good question. What did your kids think when you got 4 years?
Well, they were pretty young, so I think my eldest was, I don't even know how old he was. I think he was, hold on. Got to work this out. Give me a minute. Hold on.
12 plus 4 plus minus 6, 2, 3, 1. 11. How'd you say it, Marie?
And then my middle one was 8 and my youngest was 6.
Was I right? Was I 11? Was I say 11?
I think it is, yeah. And my youngest
out.
one was 6. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
How'd you say that? Married, whatever it was. That was her name.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Where am
How'd
I
you
getting
say it?
Maraid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Nikki B. Murray.
Did you notice much corruption? Yes, I had officers telling me blatantly that they fancied me. Ron is a witness. How many of them did used to come around my room? Used to be, I mean, never even come on the landing
Well, put it
before.
this way: when the officer left the prison, she was texting a phone, texting my phone that I had while I was in there using it, and telling me to pass messages on to Fran. So yeah,
And the others as well.
corrupt.
So, but not just that.
Oh, the other one, yeah, apparently left her girlfriend, and oh, mate, she just had the whole people after her. Fran did. They were all after her.
But that caused me a lot of drama as
Yeah,
well.
it did.
The
Yeah.
psycho Annie downstairs, mate. I didn't want to know. She was fine. But anyway, that's a whole nother
Yeah,
story.
yeah,
But it was
yeah.
bad. It was bad. It's like you literally walk into the dining hall on the first day and everyone's staring at me. And I'm just like, what the fuck have I walked into? That's the worst bit when you go and get your lunch.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Chaos.
But officers bringing stuff in, that's factual. And we was even offered alcohol, wouldn't we? Do you remember? He said he was going to bring it to us in the staff mess.
Mm-hmm.
And also we walked alongside girls that fucking brought in boobs full of phones and shit like that. Like, because
Yeah.
obviously we worked outside the prison and you'd all come in at the same time and they'd be like, oh shit myself, I got this, I got that. I'm sorry, mate.
There were, yeah, loads of crap goes on in.
Lulu, big Lulu. Do you judge each other based upon crimes? Is there a strict, I'm not very good at reading words. What's that? I was going to say
Is
hierarchy.
there a strict
Anyway, based upon the
judging
type of
based upon the
crime.
type?
I know what you mean. So basically, if it's anything to do with children,
Yeah,
you're
no
scum.
chance.
Don't. That's it. Done. Any other crime, whether it's fraud, even terrorism. No one cared about anyone doing
No,
terrorism.
no.
Um,
I made a friend. I
if
remember.
you,
And yeah, you just
if
get on
you
with it.
Yeah, if you was a murderer, any other crime, drugs, whatever, you was just looked at as the same person. It didn't
Yeah,
matter if you was sat next to a serial killer or sat next to me that was involved in drugs or one fighting or someone fraud. You were just all the same, unless it involved a child. Then you're the biggest wrong in the prison.
yeah, and they will eventually get their hands on you if they could, because they will come for
Crazy.
you.
Is there anything you miss about being inside? I'll let you answer that one first.
Oh, I don't know. I don't miss anything. I miss maybe not having to cook every single night. Having them cook for me.
That's the shittest thing I've ever fucking heard.
Do you know how much food I cook every single day? I've had enough of
That's what
it.
happens when you're a mum.
Yeah.
For me, I miss the routine. I miss the being told what to do, not really having to think for myself, not having no responsibilities, and I miss Max. Like all my best
Oh,
mates in prison have gone,
I
and
miss the
obviously
girls. Some of the girls, yeah.
Yeah, but Max obviously has passed away, bless her soul,
Mm.
and literally, but other than that, like now I've missed it for years, Ron. It like hurt my heart, but now I miss it, but I go straight into it'll never be the same. The people are gone, ENF have gone, and it ain't ever what it once
I don't
was.
think it will ever be the same again
We got the
either.
last of the best memories. Do you remember I built the pond outside? I went black literally in one day. Do you remember I built a pond for all the ducks that used to come
Oh,
down?
over the
We had
other
to put the
side.
yeah, we had to put the fish in.
Yeah, you
I
did. Oh
spent
my
one day out in the
God.
sun. My God, everyone said I could just stepped off the plane.
There was a few times when it was well, like during COVID, it was absolutely pouring down, and we all literally been bagged up to go outside and play cards because we was not staying in. That's how much we needed to get out.
I got more laminated.
Do you remember
We
that?
put bin bags
They
over us.
were.
So in COVID,
I
right,
remember
we
that.
got half-hour exercise a day, and obviously you want to get out of your room. So we got to the point where we put bin bags on us.
Mm.
Thingy knitted us all fingerless gloves, and I went and begged the officer to laminate our playing cards, and we'd sit out on the table playing cards in the pissing rain. Someone asked, "Did you see your kids inside?"
Did your kids see? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Had they did family days like monthly, so they'll they'll be up without a doubt every single weekend near enough. So
How did your kids
yeah.
deal with that first seeing you in prison? Like, did the younger ones know where you were?
My youngest one was 6, so yeah, they were told that I was obviously not coming back and that, but um Yeah, they knew. Yeah, they knew actually from start. They didn't say anything, but my mum obviously uh, left her house where she was living in Dorset and come all the way like to London to, you know, take on all my kids. Bless her. She literally gave up her life to come here,
You're
and
lucky.
she's always been straight from the start with them. So yeah, they did know as long as I was, you know, kept in touch and stuff like that, and they were kept in the loop. Yeah, it sort of plain sailing, if you like. So
Did you appeal your sentence?
yeah, got refused.
Was the food good, or did you live on canteen? She lived on
Um,
me cooking.
it depends. Like sometimes it it depends who's cooking it, I'm gonna say, because it didn't always taste the same. We would get a certain menu, and every single week it would be the same thing, but on a different day, like alternated. So again, it depends who cooked it. I mean, it weren't that bad. It weren't that bad. So yeah,
But we would cook up in the
we would
in the
cook our own
microwave. It
things,
was,
like yeah, obviously curries. We
you
cooked.
didn't know.
We did cheat. You weren't there on D Wing. I did a lot.
Yeah, because why? Because your chef had gone. Was you there when Angie, the governor, come down? Because do you remember I got the George Foreman in? I
Yeah,
fucking begged Neil to get the George Foreman
yeah.
in. Imagine this,
Took
I've got a George
ages.
Foreman into the prison. My brother bought us a George Foreman, right? And we was allowed, and the governor come down. She was like, you got this in? I was like, me.
Remember when they took it
You to the
away as
office.
well?
Huh?
They'd punish us by taking it away and locking it in the office.
Yeah.
Ugh, Paula.
Um, But yeah, we used to cook curries in the microwave, everything. We used to make some
Mm.
banging food. But
People used to make jam, their own jam.
the first prison was horrific though. I've never had
Oh,
such
that
bad
was
food.
disgusting.
I'm
Like,
just going to catch up with the questions because there's so many. Good to hear. What is the worst thing you ever saw happen to a pedo?
um, I haven't seen anything happen to a pedo, but I did witness one of my friends that I still talk to now. Um, go in on somebody who killed her child, and she literally beat the crap out of her, like literally in front of my face. And I couldn't actually do anything. I literally did just stand and watch. Usually I would break something up like that or try and intervene, but
Okay.
I didn't because I knew her crime, that
Come see you later on. Look,
I thought she deserved it. So yeah.
little
Ah,
Romeo. You got some better memories than most though, all positive energy. Yeah, no, it really is. I've got wicked memories. I
oh
got
yeah,
horrific, I got really dark times, but
yeah.
um
I
do
mean,
you
there was
oh
sometimes. Gone.
no, I've got a good question, but will you carry on first?
I was just going to say there were some times actually when I went on home leaves. Like the longest I went away was come home. Sorry, was 5 days. So it was 4 nights, 5 days. So at that time, because I was so used to my own surroundings, the routine in that in jail, there were times where I was glad to be back there, which sounds
Mm, I
horrific
know.
as you say it now, but I was glad to be back there. It's
But it's
mad how it.
the reason that being though is you come out of prison,
Mm,
you know you've got a time you've got to be back. You're stressing, the time goes by, and you can't relax until you get back into
you
the gate because
can't,
you're
yeah.
so scared of it being taken away from you
Yeah,
that
that's
it
true.
fucks your head up. I've got a good question here. Do you drink safely now?
Oh yeah, God, absolutely. To be fair, I don't really drink that much. There's been a few times where I've had like friends' birthdays and things like that, but cool, yeah. I mean, I'm going out this weekend,
Oh God.
but I do it mindfully now. Seriously, like I don't ever want a repeat of what happened 8 years ago, ever.
Yeah. Will you ever go back? So for me, I always say never ever say
Say
never.
never,
As
yeah. Never say
Annalise, I'm
never.
trying really hard not to call you Ron. She went out on a night out, got smashed, apparently, allegedly glassed someone in the face and got 9 years. So you can never ever say never. I will never intentionally go back. Who are the worst male or female POs? Alex.
Oh, Ledger.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's it. He screamed in my face and I was fucked. I was on another level.
Ledger.
And I got
Oh,
caught.
he was
And
so.
he's like, what do you think? I was just like, I
Oh
can't handle this,
yeah,
man. I'll
with
go
his
behind the door.
stupid Terminator glasses that
He
he used to
was
wear.
pure, he was a pure narcissist, mate.
He was a
Like
dick.
he was just really, you could see he got turned on from power.
Oh,
Anyway, negative
one of
talk.
them.
You
Women
don't
one. I can't
like
remember if
cooking
we've got
here.
women one. Who
I'm
was a
sorry.
dick?
Oh, worst male or female? Female.
Who would you say? Who was it? Like, obviously you got Paula, but sometimes she was decent
No,
in her
but
way.
she was all because you knew where you stood. See, with all them lot, the older
Yeah,
school Kaz, you
she
knew
weren't
where you
fake.
stood, and if you actually needed to talk to her, you could and confide in her.
Yeah, she
But
was
like,
decent in that way. That's why I'm thinking, like, no,
I don't know female wise because
there weren't really any. I can't think like.
even like that one, the big one that worked in OMU, she was a bit of a dog. But then when she come down on COVID and said, "Don't worry about the music and that," I know, I'm not going to tell you to turn it down or anything because we're all going through the same thing.
I can't.
Well, we're thinking about come back to us.
Are you
What
talking
was you?
about the one with the glasses? Sorry, big
The
one,
big one.
scatty
She was on
buttons.
Christmas Day. She was on Christmas Day. And she come down the land and started dancing. I was like, "What the fuck? You're not really an asshole."
I can't. I know the face. I can't remember the names.
I know.
Oh, what was her name?
Ems has just asked, "What was you in for?" She missed the first few minutes. So, do you want me to break it down really quickly, or do you want to say?
I was in for GBH with intent. So that intent got me 9 years. Otherwise, I'll probably be looking about 2, 3. I
And
mean, there
was
there was people in there on a manslaughter charge that got less than me. Fuming.
um Random squirrel, can you post a video based on what you used to cook using canteen? Any weird recipes? So I haven't done this cooking one yet. I need to. But I have done the cheesecake one. So if you go on my videos and you scroll down to like quite near the beginning, I actually do a whole running commentary. I stand there and make the cheesecake. And the whole landing used to make this cheesecake, didn't they? And
She was cheesecake queen. She was.
it was banging. So and everything I use in the video is exactly what you'd buy off the canteen and use. Yes, I did do cooking in the kettle. Fuck me, do you remember I had to wash everything when you what are you all my curtains, everything, never again. You're standing there flicking the kettle. We used to make spaghetti bolognese and fucking
Oh.
but we used to use beef, not beef, corned beef.
And they used to say as well sometimes, stop cooking in your kettles.
It used
Well,
to blow
it's
the
got a hot plate in it.
it's because it used to blow the thing
It
though.
used to,
And if you
yeah.
blew your electric, you blew your neighbours as well.
It was the whole side that would go. It'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
cool works.
Hi Evie. It's nice to see you all still friends after leaving prison. Yeah, she's a friend for life, man.
Yeah.
Like we just went from day one to the end of day like together. Well, for me anyway.
Yeah. 100%.
No, the drones weren't around really when we were in. I think they just got introduced as we got out because we've been out. Well, I've been out 4 years now, but they used to put the drugs in a tennis ball and throw them over the gardens. So what they
Oh,
do is count the panels and then tell the person the panel and stuff. And
when I was on D Wing, we did get locked in because there was a drone flying outside D Wing.
oh, okay, so they
I
must
could
have just
see it. Stat. I could
yeah.
see
But I
it.
was out then, yeah,
And everyone, yeah, you're not allowed out once they're
yeah. They're
hovering.
dropping a parcel, aren't they?
Yeah.
How long did it take you after being released to be not introduced? I can introduce. I can't say the fucking word. Say the word. I know. I can. It's in my head, but I
I don't
can't.
know where you're reading because I'm reading all
Intro.
the
Oh,
new
because I've
ones.
scrolled down. You know when you're fucking intro. Oh, what can I say the word?
I'm reading all the new ones. I don't know where you're reading
You know
from.
when you're locked away and you're like, what's the word? You're in. I can't pronounce it.
Incarcerated.
Yeah, that it's not that word, but it's that word. Yeah, like let your hair down.
Institutionalized.
That's the one.
Yay.
How
Yeah, I
long
did
did?
after about literally. How long did it take me to feel like that? Probably about 3 weeks. Mad.
Someone thinks you're fit as fuck, Ron.
What?
Somebody thinks you're fit as fuck. But thank you for joining us, little Miss Madhead.
Oh, thank you.
They are, to be fair. J9595. Do you still make any recipes you made in prison? No, I don't. I haven't cooked that much, to be fair. I'm not.
You could just go to Tesco's now and buy it. But that's not a bad idea, you know, though, to try.
I love you, Kieran. You are one of my little fans. I love you. He's cute. Yeah, it's. I can't even say. I know. Yeah, whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, that's it.
We've caught up. Hi, Tony. How are you? You just come in on the end of it. But I know we're going to come off, and there was just so much more. I was so excited to get you on, and I think where I just couldn't contain myself, I just gone like brain dead because.
No, we just try and like remember all of the times and that. It was there was so much things that happened that when you're put on a spot, it's quite hard to. Do you know what I mean? So
Ron loves a cone. Ron loves
Oh.
a work cone.
Oh, yeah. See, this dickhead every single morning, evening, afternoon, lunchtime, whatever, would just my door would like sit like half open, half shut, like with a wedge, so I went fully shut. Doing what I'm doing, whatever in my room, and then she'd just bang the door open and shout in a bloody traffic cone, "Come here, Ron!" And I'd be like, "Oh," sometimes she'd make me jump, and she'd piss me off, and I'd have to say, "Piss off!"
Oh, it's a shout
Every time, all day, every day.
It was either
Terrorising.
or it was fuck off,
The
Ron.
donkey noise. I forgot about that. Oh, the worst noise you've ever heard in your life.
No, I'm well, thank you, Tony. I hope you are as well. I hope
All
work's
the
all right as
time.
well. Yeah, she's a great guest, Will. Honestly, like me and her have got some of the best memories. The best memories.
It is. It's just mad. Like all the things that we've done. I mean, there's a lot of in-depth things, but you know, they can't be aired. So yeah.
Did they offer you any restorative justice meeting the victim of the offence? So what they did was what was it called?
It was called Sycamore Tree.
Sycamore Tree. So you had to do loads of sessions, and then you would do like the ripple effect. You'd write everything up about your crime. You'd write about X, Y, and Z. And then they actually had a victim come in. So it wasn't like our victim, but it was a victim. Was she on my sycamore tree?
Sorry, hold on. She kind of looks like Adele, like the cow version.
just ignore that. Let's go. Right, leave that because we're up. Just don't worry about them. So yeah, so you did.
No, I don't think I was on yours.
Oh right, so then you do the ripple effect, and it is actually quite a good. I enjoyed doing that course, and then it was really nice because a woman had her shed broken into, and even like 10 years later, she was fucked up over it because they had no money, and she'd sewed these blankets for her kids as Christmas presents, and these people had broken into the shed. I'm sat there thinking, why are you still crying over your shed being broken?
But then when you go into it,
yeah, then you start going into it, and then like I pulled her. And I, because we get to speak to the woman and that, and I pulled her. I said, I need to tell you something. She was like, what? She's like, I said, please know that what happened to you wasn't personal. She was like, what? And I was like, it wasn't personal. Like people do things because they're desperate for money. People do things because they're just scum. I said, but they never targeted you on a personal thing. And explain it to her. And you know what? She was in tears. She was just like, thank you so much. She goes, because I always felt it was personal. And obviously from being a proper, prim, proper person, they don't understand that life and why a big majority are stealing stuff. You know, and that they'll probably never ever come back to your house, you know. So it was really powerful. It was actually a really good course. At first I was like, I ain't doing this shit. This is 2-year-old stuff.
Yeah, at first it was.
Do you remember? I wasn't
I think
on
it
there.
was a 6-week course.
What's
Was it
that?
6 weeks?
Yeah, I think it was 6 or 8 weeks. What's that film where she opens her legs with a skirt? You know, and she puts her leg over and opens her legs and then closes them again. Do you remember that
Jodie,
Do you
is it
remember
Jodie Foster?
Lethal? Was it Lethal Weapon or something? Anyway, Max was on the course. She done it to me. Do you remember Nikki that used to come round all the time and I used to go, I'm not in my room, I'm hiding. I used to shut my door. Do you remember she used to work in the church and she used to come down when we were in lockdown all the time?
Oh. Dirty bastards.
How do you get into privilege wing? Can you go there straight away or you have to earn it? So you have to earn it, yeah. So you takes about 8 weeks to get on
Basic
there, yeah.
instincts, that's it.
That's
Well done,
yeah.
random
I don't know where
squirrel.
I got fucking lethal weapon from.
Lethal Weapon, yeah.
I don't know.
Sharon
And
Stone, yeah, see? Don't know what I
yeah,
said.
so you have to have a good report. You have to behave for at least 8 weeks, and not get into any trouble. And it is really easy to get into trouble. So it's
Oh,
really
God, yeah.
you
You
have to
don't want to
be.
get chucked off there because you know what you're going back to. And that's like bang up at 5:15 on a weekend. That's something you don't want. Oh,
She's awesome. You can see the glow in her. She is. She's my Ron. So I can't. So we got boy. Well, your boy name was different, wasn't it?
Ron.
For a different reason. Because like
Oh,
I got a name Stanley, didn't I? Everyone called me Stanley, but that was because
mm,
we had a conversation. What would you be called if you was a boy? And they all named me Stanley.
yeah.
But yours was Ron. But yours was because you look like Ron Weasley or something. Harry Potter.
No, because
Hmm.
we were sitting in a room
Hi,
watching
baby.
watching something on Colette's telly, me, Kira, and Colette, and there, yeah, Ron Weasley came on the telly, but he was an adult, and I was like, that looks like Ron Weasley, and they all turned around, and looked at me, and they went, because it is, and I was like, oh my god, when did he grow up? And ever since then, they've all called me like, duh, Ron, and that's where my name come from.
And it stuck so
And it
bad.
literally has stuck. I mean, even the officers were calling me Ron.
Uh,
Kaz. Kaz.
what do you no hang on, how do you think Lucy Letby is getting on in prison? So my opinion, I don't know how, if you see, my thing
Ooh.
is I think half the percentage of people that hated her are going to do a 360 now and they're going to want to be her best friend. They're going to want to know the ins and outs and blah 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 because she is going to be some famous woman if she walks out of prison.
It depends where she is for starters.
Well, she was last in Bronzefield.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, because she was going to court and that, and I think she's still there. I don't know if they've moved her now.
I was going to say, she'd be on House Block 4, 100%. Or maybe the threes, who knows?
Nah, she's on House Block 4 because Axel was on there for a year with her. But
Ah,
then she moved prisons and then she come back again because she was appealing, she was going to court. What do you miss most when it comes to makeup, lashes, and hair? I wouldn't know.
what do
I
you
got
miss?
natural lashes, makeup, and that. What did you miss the most? Well, you didn't have hair extensions, did you?
No,
You
I
could
didn't
buy
have stuff like
makeup,
that.
and the girls used
I
to
bought
smuggle
stuff,
lashes
yeah.
in.
Nah, used to get Avon and stuff like that. So I used to just buy the usual standard makeup, nothing too heavy in that, just so you could do yourself up for, when you're going on a visit. It's just something nice to do when you see your family.
Yeah. If you got pregnant in prison, would they do a DNA, the staff? Nah,
Nah,
because they'd have to
nah,
go through them all. Princess
yeah.
Kate went to Style Baby Unit. Yeah, I saw that. I think that's her first big thing they're saying or something she's done lately since the cancer.
Do prisoners all know
Which
which prison officers' staff are bringing contraband in?
not
No,
always.
no,
No, no.
no.
Once you're there, do you stay there considering you behave? No, you're never safe in any prison. They can move you whenever they want to move you.
Yeah. And that was the most annoying thing actually, because I was back and forth because I went through family court as well. When I was inside, I had to deal with my kid's dad having to have his opinion. So I was back and forth from Bronzefield back to Send, from Bronzefield back to Send. And once you get comfortable in a room, yeah, they take you out of it again.
And they
You're
don't
not
keep it.
guaranteed to go back to that room,
Hey,
and that
baby.
is stress in itself. Like,
Come
you
here.
don't understand how, because once you get back to a prison, like say for example, what I did, I eventually got up to the privilege wing, got in my room and everything, and then I had to leave again to go to court. And they'll tell you this the day before. They'll be like, right, pack up because you're going to court tomorrow. And you'll be like, well, no, I don't want to go. But you didn't have a chance. Sometimes if you refused, you would get nicked. So you had to go basically.
Mm.
And then you have to do that process again when you came back into send. So it the stresses of it, I can't even tell you, is beyond belief. Like, you actually want to cry because that's
Yeah.
how much you've worked to get to where you are, for it to just have to start again. It's so long. So long.
Do they have studs in prison? Yes, there's loads of studs in prison.
Oh my
Loads.
God, yeah.
um,
But
do we answer that? Did you ever convince prison officers to bring something in? No, never.
never.
If we wanted something, we could get it anyway because we knew the people. Like,
Yeah.
it was too easy. I don't think I would. Because I think the only ones like that I really got on well with, I just wouldn't want to manipulate them and put
You
them in that
wouldn't
situation.
take the
And there
piss
was
like that.
nothing,
Yeah.
yeah, there's nothing that I wanted.
No.
Like, yeah, you know, people had phones, we borrowed them all the time, we was flat out using them, but we were in lockdown with no phone in our room. Like,
Yeah.
of course we was like sharing each other's phones and stuff, like, but nah. And I didn't want fucking drugs, so there's nothing for them for them that they could bring me in.
I've heard the court sales are horrendous. Oh my God. They're worst. They are the worst. It's like, how can I explain it? It's like you've been dumped in an old alleyway. That's what they look like the pebble dashed floor, and it looks wet and like a castle wall. Oh God, no,
There's
they
no
are horrendous.
mattress or nothing either.
No, it's
So
a
you can't even
bench.
sleep and you're like that.
Yeah. Oh,
That is, you know, yeah, it's very simple. Don't get locked up. That's the obvious, really, you know.
well, yeah, we know that. Hence why we're writing these, like,
um,
saying all this.
making awareness. How much money do you need in prison? You can have zero or you can have as much as you want, but only a set amount of money is allowed to drop a week. So, for example, we was allowed £25 drop a week, 50 went on remand, and then you get your wages.
I can't remember. It was 30. We used to get £30 drop, wasn't it?
Oh
If you
yeah,
was,
enhanced.
yeah.
Do you think in cell telephones will reduce the amount of mobiles going in? Yeah, definitely, definitely. So like, I'm on the fence. So like, 50% will say yes because once you had a phone in your room, it was min. But the other 50% is like, well, you get paid £10 a week wages.
Mm.
If you've got no money on the outside, you don't really get any. You can't really afford to put much on your phone credit. So it's really expensive also to use a phone. So it's it's a tough one. You're welcome, Fine Balance. Were there any POs you knew who got sacked?
Yeah, there was loads, weren't there? Well, there was a few at Bronzefield, I remember.
Mm, mm.
Um,
Not Orson. There was the other guy, the black guy. He was doing one of the birds. He got sacked anyway. And then another girl, they failed her probation because she was having a relationship with a girl. No, you can't get a contract phone, babe. You're not allowed a mobile in there, full stop.
no, you're not.
And the thing is you're there to not have you're there to be punished, but you're not there to have the outside world taken away from you.
No.
So having a contract is a privilege, and you shouldn't be allowed that because there's no punishment in that. You got a contract, you can sit on the phone all day, you'll be laughing.
So
Um,
if you didn't spend all your wages, so once you got that drop, you could obviously say you had 40 quid, say you only spent like £10 of that £40, that £30 would then stay on there. So your money would just top up and top up. So if you wanted something, say from Avon and stuff like that, you would have to save before you could eventually order what you wanted, because you wouldn't have all the funds there. You'd only get a certain amount
yeah.
each week that dropped. So that was the frustrating part. But for people who didn't have, like, have families and get money sent in, then they would be waiting a long time to get something out of a catalogue if they wanted it.
Where was this? Go back up a minute. Did you have any obsessive pen pals from the outside that contacted you only because you were prisoners? Did any of the notorious prisoners have groupies? Best story you've heard around this? Okay, so no, not us,
No, no.
but I know. So my friend used to work in reception, and one of the most notorious female serial killers in there, she would get loads and loads of fan mail.
Mail, yeah.
Like, so when you're notorious or you're high profile, so you've been in the news, been in the paper, like Let B will get loads of mail. She'll get loads of hate mail. She'll
But
get
it'll
loads of
never
love
get
mail.
passed on to her. She'll
But
never
yeah,
receive it.
so she will, they will, but they will read every single letter. So they actually do give some of the fan mail, but it depends what is in there. So they will monitor that and they will see what is fit. And any hate mail obviously would not get given to them.
No.
Would you have welcomed prisoner wages going, but a percent being put aside so you have a fund for release? Oh, you just answered that, didn't you?
Mm.
So you could just save yourself. So it's up to you. Canteen sheets 2 times a week. 30. Does anyone ever try to escape?
If you do,
I
you
think
get put in a
yes.
boiler
Who was
suit.
it? Yeah, who was the one that got put in the orange suit? I think it happened in Send just before we come there.
Ginge
It
got
was
put in it, but
it
she didn't try
Ginge?
and yeah,
Yeah.
but she didn't try and escape. Like,
Oh, okay. She was
yeah,
messing
but
around
she
or
had to walk
something.
around
Yeah.
in that orange boiler suit, orange and green. It was. Oh,
Know your liberty is the punishment why you get to call on the landing if for drugs and crime. Can ex-prisoners like you two ladies apply to visit people in prison? Yeah, I've been in and visited my pal in prison. They can refuse you. You have to write to the governor, but they have got the right to say you're not allowed to. In the
yeah.
US, we have around 1 mil men in prison and 80K women.
No, the lights didn't go off at a certain time. You
It
had
is
your own
that
light.
disparate in the UK as well. No, yeah, so Hannah,
That's in Send. Sorry, that's in Send. But Bronzefield, the big lights would go off, wouldn't they?
yeah, in the landing, but not in your room. You could have your
Not in
light
your
on all
rooms. No,
night.
you had your
Yeah.
own light.
And you can have your TV on all night. But
Yeah.
Hannah, yeah, in England, it is the percentage of the men is out the roof. Like they've had to let people out instead of 50% of their sentence, they've done it at 40 to get more room in the male prison, whereas the females is nowhere near as full. Mar Henley tried to escape back in the day with help of a female screw. Yeah, I saw a
Yeah, that was.
documentary on
I
that,
heard
Tom,
that.
actually. Yeah.
Ugh.
Do you have 1 to 5 on telly, or was it decent channels? So it started 1 to 5, didn't it? And then you'd have prison radio. But when we went into lockdown, they gave us about 18 channels.
Yeah,
Like
I
it
used to
weren't
watch
much
Keenan
better.
and Kel. Keenan and Kel. Do you ever remember that? That came in. That came back on the telly in lockdown. I was hooked.
You're welcome, Hannah. Yeah, so they
Oh,
gave
that
us
was the
more
name.
channels.
That was the name of the officer, Hannah. OMU.
No, she was lovely. She was mine. She was
Yeah.
wicked. No, I'm not on about her. She was sound as fuck. I'm on about the other one. Weren't she yours with glasses, the big one with brown hair?
No. I know who it is. What's her name?
Oh no, I can't remember.
No,
So
mine was dude on the telly.
oh
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
when I text you, when he's on the
What's her
telly.
name?
Oh, I know.
It
Begins
looks
with an
like
S. Begins with an
Sandra.
S. Yeah,
Sandra?
there you go.
Sandra.
Told ya.
Um,
Sandra. Oh,
I don't know where I am
Keenan, yeah.
now.
Keenan and Kel.
Do you believe there are viable alternatives to sending people to prison? And if so, what? So Jasper, yeah, but it depends on if. So I feel like tag and that is a shitty punishment. Like I had it a few times and I hated it. But you it depends on the crime. Like at the end of the day, like mine, I deserve to go to prison all day long. Like 100%. There's no alternative for what I'd done. So, but when people are going in and they're serving 3 months, what is the point when they're losing their children, their homes, and all that stuff? So I believe tag community services and fucking in-depth therapy as to why they're doing what they're doing, X, Y, and Z, and actually helping and supporting them.
Jasper, I hope they don't. Well, I don't know, actually. It depends.
We were both in HMP Bronzefield and HMP Send. Yeah, Jasper, they do actually watch this. That's why I'm just like, sometimes I'm just like, oh, because there's been ones when I've gone on a visit to see AXA and they've said they'll watch my YouTube, and a few of them have said it. And I know, the ones that used to like be around me 24/7 and like wouldn't stay, I know that they're watching. You just know, because they I wouldn't say stalked me in prison, because they were really good and supported me. And I'm not talking about the one that they actually thought something was going on, it weren't. But like the other ones, like they were really good to me. They're watching. You know them. In fact, they're watching. They're like them little cunts. They made out they was goody two shoes and they're the biggest fuckers in there. They're not stupid, but we had respect. The thing is we had respect. Like when we spoke to them, we weren't like. Do you know what I mean? How did you do and what did you do? Huh? Do you get lawyers appointed to you if you don't hire your own? No, well, if you got to ask for one, otherwise you don't get one. What did the girl on the right do? I look like a sweet wee wifey. Ron, that's all about you.
GBH with intent, I'm afraid. Yeah. Mad night out just ended in disaster.
Thank you both for being so open and honest about your experiences in prison. These are really rarely spoken about. You're welcome, Random Squirrel. Thank you for joining us.
Very welcome.
With the drugs you were caught with, did you owe any money to anyone because you lost it? No. No. And
cool,
yeah, as long as you don't grass, it gets squashed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think there should be more talks at school about prison and drugs and just real life? 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
101%. How long did you do and what did you go to jail for? So Ron's just said what she went in for. She served 4.5 years. I went in for conspiracy to supply Class A drugs, and I served 3 years, 8 months. How bad is spice used in women's prison? When I was in Norwich, it was rife, horrible drug. That's why. Yeah, it's really bad, Tom. Really bad, especially in Bronzefield.
Seeing people on them as well, like, yeah, absolute vile.
I feel so bad for people suffering from addiction. I'm addicted to nicotine, and it's so difficult. It really can happen to anyone. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's true.
And people don't understand that it's 9 times out of 10, it's the root of all crime.
It is.
What does intent mean with the legal terms? It means she went premeditated, like she intended to do the harm. Like it wasn't like self-defense.
Like I planned it, yeah. Like I purposely went out to do what happened, which is not the case.
Thank you so much for coming on tonight, Ron.
Very welcome.
I know.
And now this story will stay, because I ain't doing it again.
Oh, fuck off, Ron. I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
No, you'll have to just come back on for a Q&A night. So everyone just like,
yeah, that's fine.
Chill. Everyone's mint in here. So, Jenny, we're just leaving, my darling. But
hi,
everyone that's come in, thank you for tonight. And thank you again, Ron. And
You're
we'll be
welcome.
back.
And thank you everyone for your questions.
Do you still know your numbers? I think mine was
A6031DX.
Mine's
That will never leave me.
A217DZ or something.
Thank
you,
no,
Hannah.
Can't forget.
Thank you to anybody that has subscribed tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you,
and
guys.
Thank you for all my oldies coming in. Oh, love from the UK to Russia as well.
Russia.
Right. Love you, Ron. And I'll give you a shout in a couple of days. We'll sort out about me coming down.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, guys. Speak to you soon.
Good night. Take care.
Love you.
Love you. Bye. Bye.